Rain lashed against the grimy windows of the Grand Belvedere Hotel, the wind howling like a tormented soul. Exhausted after a long drive, I dragged my suitcase up the winding staircase, drawn to the eerily quiet haven of room 313. It was the only one available. The desk clerk offering a strained smile and a muttered apology about a burst pipe in my original assignment inside. The room exuded a stale, oppressive air. Dust motes danced in the feeble glow of a single lamp illuminating an ornately carved four-poster bed, draped in tattered velvet curtains. A tremor of unease prickled my skin, but I attributed it to fatigue. Tossing my bag on the threadbare armchair, I fell onto the creaking bed, sleep a desperate refuge from the storm's symphony. But slumber wouldn't come. I lay there, the air thick with a suffocating silence, broken only by the rhythmic groan of the pipes and the unsettling creak of the floorboards overhead. Then, a whisper, faint at first, like dry leaves rustling in the wind. It seemed to emanate from the walls, slithering around the room, growing louder, more insistent. "Help me," it pleaded. A woman's voice, raw with anguish. My eyes snapped open, heart hammering against my ribs. I scanned the room, searching for the source, but everything remained shrouded in darkness. Must be nightmares, the storm playing tricks on my mind. But as I tried to relax, the whispers escalated, morphing into sobs and choked screams. They echoed through the empty corridors, a chorus of tormented souls begging for release. Driven by a morbid curiosity, I grabbed my phone and ventured into the hallway. The air grew colder, the whispers louder, guiding me towards a boarded-up doorway at the end of the corridor. A brass plaque read Room 312, restricted. Driven by an inexplicable compulsion, I ripped the boards off, the rancid scent of decay assaulting my senses. Inside, the room was a dusty mausoleum, furniture shrouded in sheets, cobwebs like spectral fingers clinging to the crumbling walls. And then, I saw her, a woman, dressed in a faded gown, chained to the wall, her face contorted in an eternal scream. The whispers, so distinct now, were hers. Suddenly, the lights flickered and died, plunging me into utter darkness. Panic clawed at my throat, the woman's sobs mingling with my own ragged breaths. Then, I felt it, a cold touch on my shoulder, icy fingers tracing my spine. I stumbled back, the darkness alive with unseen horrors. Terror propelled me back to my room, slamming the door shut and barricading it with furniture. The screams intensified, morphing into manic laughter, mocking my futile efforts. The room pulsed with a malevolent energy, the furniture shaking, the walls seeming to press inwards. Just as I thought I'd lose my mind, a deafening crack echoed through the building. The boarded-up doorway in the hallway had burst open, a blinding light streaming through. In the sudden illumination, I saw the woman from room 312, no longer chained, her spectral form merging with the shadows of the corridor. With a blood-curdling shriek, she lunged at me, ripping through the barricade like it was paper. But before she could touch me, a blinding flash exploded from the hallway. A figure, bathed in light, stood where the doorway once was, a priest, wielding a crucifix, like a torch against the darkness. The woman recoiled from the light, dissolving into a swirling vortex of shadows. The priest raised his voice, chanting a Latin prayer that shook the very foundations of the hotel. The whispers faded, replaced by an unsettling silence. He turned to me, his eyes grave. "This room," he said, "was the site of a great evil. I have sealed it, but the darkness is always lurking. Never stay in room 313 again." Dawn was breaking as I fled the hotel, the memory of the screams a chilling echo in my ears. Room 313 was no longer just a haunted room. It was a gateway to a darkness I could never fully comprehend. And though I escaped the clutches of that night, the shadow of what I witnessed will forever cling to me. a grim reminder of the horrors that lurk in the hidden corners of the world.